Salute, YouTube family. Salute, Mel Knight Sports in the building. So, of course, we had Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz on a Thursday night top rank card for the WBO 140 championship in a pretty um uneventful fight. At the end of the day, really, in a robbery against Jermaine Ortiz. Teofimo lost this fight. Teofimo lost this fight, and he got a gift decision. That 111 to 117 is absolutely disgusting on the sport of boxing. Um, these things continue to happen, and it just hurts the sport. Jermaine Ortiz was robbed. Teofimo lost, and let me explain why. Number one, Teofimo was missing a lot. Okay. Yes, he was the aggressor. Yes, he was walking forward, but when did walking forward is the only thing that, is what won you the fight? Um, he landed 12 jabs, I believe, in the whole entire fight. That's one jab a round. Um, Jermaine Ortiz landed the better punches, right? Jermaine Ortiz was making Teofimo miss and just swinging for air. It was embarrassing, to be honest with you. Um, you know, Jermaine Ortiz definitely did utilize the ring a little bit too much. I do think he should have been more offensive, right? But he didn't lose that fight. He won that fight. He hit Teofimo Lopez more. He controlled the distance. He controlled the pace of the fight as well. Was spinning Teofimo Lopez in circles. What I'm saying, was getting him on the. I mean, it was just it was a masterclass performance as far as that. If he just added like 20% more offense, man, it would have looked really good for him. Um, I knew they were gonna rob him. I knew that they were gonna rob him. Number one being the fact that he's not a big name. Teofimo Lopez is the bigger name, and I knew that they were gonna give it to him unless Jermaine made it more obvious. Um, but at the end of the day, boxing is, hit and don't get hit. And that's exactly what Jermaine did. He hit Teofimo Lopez more. Um, he was actually more active, right? Though, yes, he was using his utilizing the ring a lot, but he actually was more active. He was punching more, you know what I'm saying? Um, and he won that fight. He won that fight. And Jermaine Ortiz is a victim of politics because at the end of the day, he lost that fight with Lomachenko, but a lot of people thought that he won that fight, and I'm one of those people. But again, it's politics. It's whoever brings the most, bodies to these fights, who puts butts in the seats. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, they're going to gravitate towards that as the person being the winner. Shakur Stevenson literally did the exact same thing. Actually, did worse. Hit Edwin Del Santos, even less than Jermaine Ortiz, and yet he won the fight. Yet he won the fight. So again, we're just being shown that his star power is what wins fights, close fights at least. Star power is what wins close fights, you know, and you know, I was watching the fight and I knew they were gonna rob him. And I don't want to justify the fact that he was robbed and by saying that he needed to be more active, because if we're talking about the sport of boxing, he beat him, but he's going against the system. He's going against a whole machine in Top Rank, and they want their star, their person that they're putting the most investment in Teofimo Lopez to be the winner. And Teofimo Lopez is very mentally unstable. Um, he has some real issues to address with himself. I think he needs to talk to a therapist or something, because that uh that speech that he had at the end of the fight, that post fight talk, was just ridiculous. What was he talking about? He wasn't talking about anything at all. So no one knows what this guy's talking about. He was very embarrassed. He looked awful. He looked absolutely terrible in that fight. Um, All around just a mess. All around just a mess. If he wasn't cutting off the ring, he was following the dude. Straight following Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz was circling to his right the whole entire fight. If you're the champion and you can't bend a fighter to your will, you don't deserve to be champion. You know what I mean? You got to make them fight your fight. You can't let the challenger dictate the fight. You know what I'm saying? It just, come on. Devin Haney is always clowned for being a runner, this and that. Devin Haney steps to dudes. You know what I'm saying? He steps to dudes. He changes things. He adapts. That's what Terrence Crawford adapts. That's what it means to be a champion. You have to adapt to these fights, to these fighters. If the dude doesn't want to engage, you need to adapt to find a way to put the hurting on him. You need to cut off the ring. He wasn't cutting off the ring. He was following him. And a fighter like that, where your style works when the guy's following you, it's that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. You want the guy to follow you, you know, and all you got to do, and especially if a fighter can, fight backwards all day, it's easy. It's easy. Um, I think Jermaine Ortiz needs to just trust in himself a little bit more. Um, because I think if he had just added 20% more offensive flavor to it, I think he would have done a lot better. Um, I think I don't think Teofimo would have landed anything super duper substantial. Yes, he is a power puncher, but um I think there was a lot of moments where Jermaine Ortiz could have been more offensive and still remained safe and still remained defensively responsible. So I definitely want to see him back again. I don't think he'll probably fight another fight like that. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, I thought he won. I thought he won. I thought what I'm saying, he did better than Tio, and that's what you have to do to win the fight. I mean, we can justify the fact that yeah, we knew he was going to get robbed and say oh this and that and how Teofimo Lopez is the bigger star and you have to take it from the champion. All those things are great to say out loud, but who won the boxing match? You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real with each other. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Mountain Light Sports. Like, subscribe for more content. Peace.